A peaceful afternoon at Lincoln Park was on the verge of turning chaotic when a reckless gang picked the wrong woman to mess with. Amanda, a composed and collected Navy SEAL, wasn't someone who backed down from confrontation. What happened next? It would leave everyone speechless. Subscribe now for more gripping stories that inspire and empower. The sun hung high in the sky, casting a golden glow over Lincoln Park, a suburban retreat just outside Sacramento, California. The park was alive with energy. Families exchanged laughter, joggers followed their rhythmic strides, and dogs barked in the distance, eager to play. Among the crowd, Amanda moved with quiet confidence. Dressed in a navy blue sweatshirt and sleek black joggers, she blended in seamlessly with the ordinary parkgoers. But there was something about the way she carried herself, calm, controlled, and entirely self-assured, that hinted she was different. Years of grueling Navy SEAL training had molded her into something beyond the average citizen, though to the casual onlooker, she appeared to be just another woman out for an afternoon walk. The air smelled of freshly cut grass, mingling with the mouth-watering aroma of barbecue sizzling on nearby grills. Adjusting her earbuds, she let the soft hum of her workout playlist fuel her steps. Following her usual route, she veered toward a shaded stretch beneath towering oak trees, a quiet spot she cherished for its serenity, a place where she could reflect and recharge. But not everyone in the park was seeking peace. Leaning against a graffiti-covered bench sat a group of 5 men, their voices loud and disruptive, slicing through the tranquil atmosphere. Their exaggerated swagger and bold gestures drew occasional glances, but no one dared interfere. These men had a reputation. They were known for preying on those they perceived as weak. And today, their attention had locked onto Amanda. "She thinks she's better than us," one of them sneered, his voice laced with contempt. His friends snickered, their eyes now fixed on her. Amanda, unaware of their growing interest, paused at a water fountain, wiping the light sheen of sweat from her brow. Meanwhile, the gang leader, a wiry man with tattoo-covered arms, elbowed one of his friends with a mischievous smirk. "Watch this." The group shifted, their movements calculated yet casual, closing the distance between them and Amanda. Though she hadn't yet looked their way, she felt it. Change in the air. A shift in energy. Her instincts, honed through years of intense training, immediately heightened. Stay aware. Stay calm. Assess the situation. She didn't flinch. She didn't react. "Hey, sweetheart," one of them called out, his voice coated in mock sweetness. "Where you off to in such a hurry?" Amanda didn't acknowledge him. Instead, she adjusted her earbuds, keeping her face neutral as she resumed walking. That response didn't sit well with them. The leader cut in front of her, blocking her path, a smug grin stretching across his face. "Don't be rude now. We're just trying to have a conversation," he taunted. For the first time, Amanda met his gaze. Her expression was calm, almost indifferent, but her eyes, they told a different story. A silent warning. The gang exchanged glances, mistaking her quiet demeanor for weakness. They had no idea who they were dealing with. She stood her ground, motionless, her breathing steady. Unlike them, she had faced real danger, survived far worse situations. Their arrogant bravado didn't intimidate her, but she also knew better than to underestimate anyone. The leader tilted his head, misinterpreting her lack of reaction as fear. "What's wrong? Cat got your tongue," he mocked, stepping closer. His friends erupted in laughter, their voices carrying through the park. Joggers and cyclists spared brief glances but kept moving. No one intervened. Amanda finally spoke, her voice unwavering and firm. "You need to back up. Now." The leader arched an eyebrow, clearly amused. "Oh yeah. And what if I don't?" he challenged, stepping into her space, testing her. Amanda's mind worked quickly, scanning her surroundings. To her right, a mother and child walked toward the playground. To her left, an elderly couple sat stiffly on a bench, pretending not to notice. She adjusted her stance, subtly positioning herself between the gang and the bystanders. "You don't want to do this," she said, her tone calm but edged with authority. Another man chuckled nervously. And what exactly don't we want to do? The leader smirked. Relax, sweetheart. We're just being friendly. Amanda didn't blink. This is your last warning. Walk away. The amusement faded from his face. He wasn't used to being challenged, especially not by someone like her. With his crew watching, he refused to back down. You talk a big game for someone standing here alone, he growled. Lone. That word hung between them. He thought she was vulnerable. He thought she was defenseless. He thought wrong. With a cocky smirk, he reached out, aiming to brush his hand against her arm in an attempt to rattle her. Big mistake. Amanda sidestepped with effortless precision, evading his touch so smoothly that he stumbled forward, his footing awkward. His crew, expecting dominance, instead saw their leader falter. The laughter that followed was no longer directed at Amanda. It was aimed at him. What the hell was that? One of them muttered, their confidence beginning to waver. The leader's face darkened with embarrassment. She's got jokes, he grumbled, trying to mask his shaken confidence. But Amanda wasn't here for games. The gang shifted, their movements no longer playful but predatory. What had begun as a taunt had morphed into something far more dangerous. Amanda took a slow, deep breath, centering herself. Her training kicked in, each lesson replaying in her mind like a well-rehearsed drill. She never needed to throw the first punch. She never did. But if they made a move, she'd be ready. The park seemed to hold its breath. Bystanders, sensing something was about to unfold, began pulling out their phones. Amanda's voice cut through the rising tension. You're making a mistake. The leader scoffed. The only mistake here is you thinking we're going to let you walk away. The group tightened their circle around her, sneers turning into sinister glares. They thought they had the upper hand. One woman outnumbered. They had no idea what they were up against. Amanda's sharp eyes flicked between them, assessing their stances, their weaknesses. The leader moved first. A reckless lunge toward her shoulder. With flawless precision, Amanda sidestepped, using his momentum against him. He stumbled, barely keeping his balance. His crew's laughter evaporated. The lanky guy hesitated before lunging at her. Amanda caught his wrist midair, twisting it with a controlled yet firm motion, sending him to the ground with a pained yelp. Stay down, she warned. Two men left. The stockiest of them, fists clenched, lunged in fury. Amanda dodged, delivering a swift, practiced strike to his midsection. He crumpled, gasping for air. The leader, now seething, barked. She's just one woman. From the ground, his fallen friend groaned. She's trained, he wheezed. And that realization. It was too late. To be continued.